Hello, my name is Heidi, and I'm going to read you a story from the Bible. Jesus heals two blind men. Jesus was leaving the city of Jericho on his way to Jerusalem. A big group of people followed him as he walked. Along the way, two blind men were sitting by the side of the road. The men cried, "Help us, Jesus!" "You shouldn't bother Jesus. Be quiet," the crowd told the men. But the men shouted even louder, "Help us, Jesus!" Jesus stopped in front of the men and asked, "What do you want me to do for you?" "Jesus, we want to be able to see you, the birds, the trees, and even each other," they said. Jesus' heart filled with love and care. He touched their eyes. They could see Jesus had healed them. That's one of about 16 different stories in the Bible where Jesus heals the blind. I'm going to introduce you to a few members of our church, Jacob and Rory, who happens to be my daughter, and they are going to answer a few questions about blindness. Rory has a vision impairment, which means she can't see like everybody else, and Jacob happens to be blind. I'll let them tell you their stories. Thank you.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Jacob Herda.
How old are you?
20.
Can you see?
Nope.
Jacob was born blind, and he got his sight at 5, and he lost his sight just before he turned 16 when blood vessels within his eye ruptured and damaged his retina, which is the back of your eye, and that's where it takes light and sight into your brain. How do you see when you are blind? How do you know what's around you?
How do I know if the voiceover?
Jacob uses audio description on the television and through movies so that he can enjoy television and movies just like you. And he uses audio description on his iPad. So all Apple products have adaptive technology, and that's why Jacob can use his iPad. But he can hear much better than we can, and his ears are more sensitive than ours. What do you wish people knew about you and about being blind?
I wish people knew how to not talk loud.
So being blind is not being deaf. He can hear better than most people. So it's frustrating when we say Jacob is blind and people are trying to show him things, that their first instinct is to get really loud, because he doesn't need you to be loud. That hurts his ears, and that's why he puts in earplugs. Let's see, how can people offer help? Talking quietly.
Talking quietly.
We like when you describe what's around us instead of just saying this and that. What is it? Is it a shoe? Is it a bike? Is it a person? And it's really hard when people want you to guess who's around, because he doesn't have visual cues like other people do. So guessing games they're not fun when it's, do you know who I am? Just coming up and saying, hello, I'm Nicole. I'm Nicole Herda. I live in the same street as you, or I go to your church. That's really helpful. And that makes our lives easier. What do you struggle with because of your vision loss?
I struggle with probably with Jimmy.
He misses being able to see the keys to learn piano.
Yep.
And you miss being able to see people.
Yep. Seeing people.
He misses having the ability to see, and it's something we pray about a lot.
And hope.
And have hope. So how is his vision loss and being blind, how does it affect his faith? Jacob's got a strong faith.
He has strong faith.
But through his faith, we also have hope. And we pray for the doctors and the scientists, hoping that someday They will continue working on medical ways of helping Jacob see again. That is our hope and our prayer. But we trust God, right?
He have been to doctors
And the doctors.
and nurses.
And Jacob's really good at determining who is safe. And we trust that. So his faith is strong because he's surrounded by people he knows who love him and care for him. What is your favorite thing to do?
Favorite thing to do is go hiking.
Yep, Jacob walks using his walker, and I guide him. And you like listening to
music,
especially what kind of music?
Running, and
he has a running playlist, and he really loves a cappella music, so just the voices.
Florida.
He likes to go on vacation to Florida, and he likes to play baseball, and he likes to go tubing behind his papa's speedboat, which is really nice. So he's not all that different than anybody else. Did you know there are 54 passages in the Bible that mention the word blind? That's pretty amazing, huh?
Yep.
So did you know that there are 16 passages that mentions Jesus healing one or more people who are blind? That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
That gives us hope, right?
Yep, that gives us hope.
So Dominic wants to know, if Jesus healed you, what would be the first thing that you would do?
The first thing for me to do is that Dominic taught me is go into.
Would you want to go to see Papa?
Go see Papa.
Yeah, that would be pretty high on our list, is to see people right away, I think.
Yep.
Do you want to tell them what your favorite color is?
Green.
So green was the first color Jacob saw when he got sight when he was 5 years old. So that's his favorite color. Anything else you want to tell people?
Tell people, for mine, blindness has been really hard.
Yeah. So there are days that are really hard. And there are days where we focus on the fact that he is still Jacob.
Yep.
And he can still do things. So Jacob has a beeper ball, and it beeps, and that's how he knows where it is and can hit it and play baseball. And we focus on the things that bring us joy to keep going.
Yep.
So I hope that helps.
Hi, my name is Rory. I'm 11 years old and I go to Grace Church.
Can you see?
Yes, I have a visual impairment.
How did you lose your vision?
When I was 6 years old, we found out about neurofibromatosis, which is a genetic disorder that can cause tumors to grow all over the body and the nerve. And I have optic glioma on my optic nerve, and it's been damaging that, and I lost some of my vision because of that, but now I can see like I'm wearing goggles like this, so I can't see around on my sides at all, or up and down at all.
Okay. Is there something you do now so that something that helps you see better?
Yes, I have magnifiers for books. They look like this. I have binoculars.
What's that for?
It's for faraway things like At zoos, I bring them. If I can't see the animals, if they're far back, I use them and I can see the animals better. So it's like a tiny telescope.
Do you use that at a restaurant ever?
Not yet.
But what would you use that for?
The menus.
Okay.
And I also have magnifying glasses, which have a light on them, so it's easy for me to see stuff like puzzles when I do them. And I'm learning Braille in the camp, and it's raised dots and letters.
Can you tip it forward towards me a little bit? You can kind of see it. Yep. And what does that do?
It helps the blind read because it's letters in Braille, because we can't see the letters in books or stuff like that. And there's also a Braille Uno game that we have, and I use a vision cane.
What do you use that for?
Getting around places in the dark. I tap it back and forth, and when I go to the left with it, I step with my right foot. When I go to the right, I step with my left foot.
Okay. So is it harder for you to see at night?
Yes.
So the cane is to help you get around.
Yes.
Okay. What do you wish people knew more about regarding a vision impairment?
That they're not fully blind, that they might not be fully blind, and if they ask you if they can tell you, like in school, how many doors away you have to go to get to your classroom, and for books they might have to use magnifiers so it's easier to see.
Is there a specific book you look for when you're in the library?
Louis Braille and Helen Keller.
Any type of fonts you look for that help you?
Large print.
Large prints, okay. Oftentimes people want to know how they can help. How could others help you?
If my basketball teammates, they help me by saying which number I have to guard when I go out on the court, and they describe what they're wearing to me so I know which one it is, because they might not be able to see what they are. And for softball, at late nights, I have to use orange softballs because I see that better in the field.
Okay. What about if you're walking around at night? How could a person help you?
They could hand me their arms and guide me, and I hold on to them, their arms, and they tell me to step up if there's stairs and step down if we're going downstairs.
Is there something people can do to make your life easier?
No.
No. Help when you need it. What do you struggle with most because of your vision loss?
I'd have to say seeing the board at school, which I use something called a Transformer HD, which is like a tiny projector that goes and points at the board, and then it goes onto an iPad app that I can see on my iPad, and then I can zoom in on it and see what's on the board at school.
Does your vision loss affect your faith?
No.
Does it strengthen it?
Yes.
How does it strengthen it?
Because I went through chemotherapy and that took my tumor, and now it's just making me happy and strengthening my faith.
So do you think it's brought you closer to God?
Yes.
That's pretty cool. What is your favorite thing to do?
Spend time with family and friends.
Did you know there are around 54 passages in the Bible that mention the word blind?
Yes.
Did you know that in 16 of those passages, it mentions Jesus healing one or more people who are blind?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Happy.
If Jesus healed you, what would be the first thing you'd do?
Hug him.
Hug who? Jesus?
Yes.
Anything you'd like to add?
There's a verse in the Bible that my mom and I found mentioning blind.
You'd like to read it?
Yes, please. Isaiah 42, chapter 16. I will lead the blind by ways they have not known. Along unfamiliar paths I will guide them. I will turn the darkness into light before them and make the rough places smooth. These are the things I will do. I will not forsake them. Thank you. Take care. Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm going to explain dark drawings. So what you need is a piece of paper, a bunch of crayons mixed up so you don't know what color or where the color is, a blindfold, but it works a lot better if the power's out and there's a group of people. And if we have a blindfold, we put the blindfold on and pick someone to say a picture of what to draw to you. And my mom picked out a cross for me to draw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a crayon and draw a cross. And if there's a group of people, you can pass around the drawings, and it should be fun to add to them for the other person of what the drawing is.
Well, you could take other colors and add to whatever your drawing is, right?
Yep.
And when you're all done, what do?
We use a flashlight if the power's out and see what it is, and if we have blindfold on, we take it off and see what it is.
Is it fun?
Yeah, very fun.
We've drawn monsters, and a
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, and a whole bunch of other things. How do you think you're doing with your cross?
Pretty well, I'm guessing.
Drawing Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You want to take off your blindfold and check it out?
Sure.
Not bad. Can you show us? Pretty good.
I made the cross yellow, so it's kind of hard to see.
That's okay. You did a good job. Thank you.
Yep. Take care.